contest. Representing Colorado. Weighing in at Little Homie, Don.
Oh, I can't wait to see this one.
Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is amongst the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. We know you got our back, and we got your back too, man. Denver, Colorado all day, brother. We're definitely going to hook up with you. Much love to Carnival Spirits for putting us on as well on this YouTube, man.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos, for, what is this episode, like 126 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
You've been putting in work, bro. Respect. Y'all doing some shit for the community, and the fam out there appreciate it. So just keep doing what y'all doing, you know what I mean?
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Keep it going, man.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos, and fucking hell yeah on your 1,000 fucking followers.
You know who it is. It's Ouija Mac, bitch. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking shout out to Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on.
This is my brother. Everyone, Don Chaos and Brother Lynch Hung here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits. What's up, man? Don Chaos. What's up? It's your boy Brother Lynch Hung. We out here tonight. Let's go.
Fuego Flames and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, B? It's my brother right here, my boy. Excuse the laugh, excuse the laugh.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all. Yo, 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 yo. What is good, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S, your friend, neighborhood JUGGALO, the Carmen Millionaire. And if you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, chat, let them hear. As you guys can hear, this episode is starting. We are finally getting a decent rainstorm out. So, yeah. We are finally getting a decent rainstorm. I'm excited. Of course, tonight we are joined by the one and only Young Strife. This is the Hours of Chaos podcast. This is episode 135. This is the 135th episode, and the Hours of Chaos podcast has been going strong for 4 years, y'all. 134 episodes, going strong for 4 years. And we got a nice storm brewing outside, which is fine by me because it's been super dry here in Colorado. So we need some decent rain. So let's say what's up to the chat. What is up, Darby O. Trill? What is up, Roxy Riddlebox? And I have another word to tell all of y'all. Yeah! What is up, Twisted Shady? What is up, Lakeland? What is up, Scotty Two Balls? What is up, Inns? What is up, Shayna? Why is my shirt still on? You gotta wait until the after show, Shanzi. Possibly during the after show, you will see me without a shirt. Then again, who wants to see me shirtless? I don't think so. Hell yeah. So yeah, we are joined by Young Strife. This is episode 135, going strong for 4 years, y'all. And yeah, we have a few topics to discuss, as well as our special guest. And then we have, of course, towards the end of the show, where we announce our guest for next week's show at the end, because we already have that guest spot lined up for next week's show. All right, let's get into our first topic. Well, it's not a bit of a topic, a little reminder. Y'all, I do have a prototype Don Chaos product that I ordered. For those of you that know what I ordered, don't say anything, but it should be here July 2nd. So yeah, we have a Don Chaos product that's coming in. It's a prototype. For those that know what it is, don't say anything. So yeah, but it is a good website that I found where you can make custom stuff. Of course, we also, towards the end of the show, we have mail time. So yeah, let's get into our first topic. Heck yeah. Shayna, congrats. All right, let's pull up one of our first topics. Let's get into some gathering news, y'all. For those that don't know, the Gathering of the Juggalos. Tickets are on sale right now, but right now the website is down. So make sure you guys get your tickets. I'm going to wait for the website to go back up and then once the website goes back and works again, I will go ahead and buy my ticket. So yeah, one of the things I'm really excited for the Gathering is just seeing a lot of y'all that I have not seen. Some of y'all I have not seen since the Gathering in 2019. So one of the things I'm excited for, and I'm glad they still stuck with doing that, is the Bizarre Bazaar show. That's one of the things I'm very excited for. You know I'll definitely be there. Now, people are asking, are they going to do both Bizarre Bazaar albums, like front to back? I think they're going to do is I think they're just going to do a mixture of tracks from Bizarre Bazaar, but who knows? Who knows? That is the ultimate question. I can tell you one thing. I hope they open with the track Take Me Away. Just open the Bizarre Bazaar set with the track Take Me Away. So I can say I've heard that song live. That's one of those songs that I've always said that I think ICP should always open their set with. It makes perfect sense, and then have that track when they do another random set, just it will flow right into the track The Greatest Show. But yes, I guarantee they're going to open with Take Me Away, because that is a perfect opener track. Fuck yeah. I live for the carnival, I die for the carnival, I pray for the carnival. Please take me away, take me away. I could just imagine getting so hyped to that. Also, there's going to be an Inner City Posse set. So, one of the other things that I'm very excited for is the Inner City Posse set. Hell yeah. Mail time! Yes, I do. It will be a mix. I think it will too. All I gotta say is they better open with Take Me Away. I think they should play like both intros from Bizarre Bazaar and then go into Take Me Away. Perfect. That's what I think they should do. Play both intros to Bizarre Bazaar because they both go simultaneously with each other, and then go into Take Me Away. But they'll do what they think is right. But I think they're going to open with Take Me Away. So far tonight at the gathering, we're going to get 3 different sets again from ICP. We're going to get an Inner City Posse set on second stage. Then we're going to get a Bizarre Bazaar set. Then we're going to get a regular set to close the gathering. So, yeah. Which would I rather close with? Crystal Ball or Pendulum's Promise? Damn, Shanzi. That is a tough choice because both are good. Who knows? Maybe they'll go into both. Who knows? Maybe they'll close with both. Maybe Pendulum's Promise will be like the second to last song, and then they'll end with Crystal Ball. That's what I think. Yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the gathering. A lot of good stuff to look forward to. I think they're going to try to choose like maybe 2 songs from like each Bizarre Bazaar album. Like do one track from one of the Bazaars and then do another track from the Bazaar. Who knows? Maybe they're going to choose 2 tracks off. I don't know. But I can see Pendulum's Promise being the second to last song and ending with Crystal Ball. That's how I see it. One of the other tracks I hope they perform is I've only seen them perform it a few times live, and that's the track We Gives No Fucks. I fucking love that song. You know I'll be hopping in the mosh pit to that fucking song. Oh, yeah. You know when We Gives No Fucks gets live, I'll jump in the fucking mosh pit. And I hope a lot of y'all join me in the mosh pit as well. You know, it'd be cool if it like lightly rains during the Bizarre Bazaar set, like when Crystal Ball plays, like the second when the part of the song goes, when it goes, rain comes down. Imagine if there was like a little bit light rainstorm as that song starts playing. That would just be fucking magical and set the mood very perfectly. I know, wishful thinking. It was like when there was the Hell's Pit set at Whoopstock. People were like, it's cool that they're performing under a full moon, but it would have been dope if during Hell's Pit set they were performing under a blood red moon. That would be dope. Hey, I like Cherry Pie. Cherry Pie is a good song. That song gets the crowd going. No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. It gets the people going. If anyone gets that movie reference. No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. Gets the people going. I can pretty much handle myself in the mosh pit. What up, Real Freak? Am I coming to West Virginia for the Hoot Nanny show? Sadly, I'm not. Real Freak, I'm trying to get, I'm just minimizing, trying to save for the gathering, and only going to a few shows until the gathering. One other show I'm probably going to hit up before the gathering. There's actually 2 shows that I'm probably going to hit up before the gathering because they're pretty cheap. They're only like $20-some, so I'll definitely go to these shows, but that's going into the next topics that I've lined up. So, there are 2 shows coming next month that I'm actually going to try to go to. Well, I'm definitely going to go to because these shows are affordable. And these shows are to support the LSP homies. One of them going down at the Roxy in the tour is the Beast Mode Warriors Way of the Warrior tour. I'm definitely going to be hitting up this spot. That is July 11th. So I'll definitely be hitting up that show. Sorry, all my dog needed to be let out. Yeah, I'll definitely be hitting up this show. Shouts to Beast Mode Warriors, JP the Hustler, and Sly's Wicked, LSP, Grim Reality Entertainment. Another tour that I'll be hitting up next month, and then I'm not going to do any more shows until the gathering. And after the gathering is, I'll definitely be going to this show Friday, July 30th. So now we pretty much have an official release date for Scum's newest album. But yeah, it will be the Red Grounds CD release party, which I'm excited for. Of course, it's in all ages. It's at the Roxy Theater, and tickets are only $20. And when you purchase your ticket online or at the door, you get a free Red Grounds CD with each ticket purchase. So it's a release party. You guys know how LSP does their release parties. You buy your ticket in advance or you buy it at the door, and if you choose any one of those payment options, you get a free CD at the door when it's a re-release party. Fuck yeah. So yeah, it's the second chapter of the Dying World Chronicles album series that Scum is doing. The next chapter, Chapter 2, it's titled Red Grounds. I'm excited. Of course, that dope artwork for the album is done by 8 Legs. So yeah, those are going to be the 2 shows that I hit up before the gathering. What else do we got? All I gotta say is, sick, crazy, ghetto bastard, y'all. That is all. Nothing more. Nothing to see here. Well, you guys will see. Just saying. Again, shout outs to Dead Camp, my dudes that I interviewed last week on the Hours of Chaos podcast, who I'm now the manager of. And all we gotta say is, Dead Camp, y'all, Boogeyman Gang, and sick, crazy bastards. Just saying. Sick, crazy, ghetto bastards. Mind you. Sorry, y'all. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. let's see. Do we have any more topics to discuss? Also, while you guys are at it, go pre-order Damian Quinn's newest album, The Great Red Dragon, LSP, Cult Shit. Yeah. Also, of course, going down this Saturday is the ICP's Chicken Hunt Hoot Nanny Hoedown show. So for all who is going, have fun. And yeah, be safe, y'all. Be safe. Just saying. Of course, with your purchase, for all the Patreon subscribers that are wondering, you get a Bloody Brothers single. So yeah. With that being said, also, Dead Camp. Speaking of Dead Camp, we have an official YouTube page. We are getting the social medias up and running. So one of the things we have going up is our official YouTube channel. So make sure you go and subscribe. More exclusive tracks will be lined up on this YouTube. Also, we are working on the other social medias as well for Dead Camp. We are getting the Instagram set up. We are getting a whole bunch of stuff set up. But this is where, if you want to catch all your Dead Camp music, and yeah, a lot of freshness is going to be added to this channel. If you haven't, go check out that track, Bodies in the Basement. Holy shit. Also on there, there's the video of ICP showing Dead Camp some love. Go check it out. And yeah, y'all. Yeah, go subscribe again. We are working on all the other social medias. I know we're getting a Dead Camp website ready. I think we're going to get the Dead Camp store up and running, the online store. So yeah, we're getting all social medias ready. I know there's going to be, I think, there's going to be a Dead Camp Instagram. I don't know about Twitter. I don't know yet. But yeah, we're getting stuff together, y'all. And with that said, I'm now going to send out the link to our special guest of the night. So let me send the link out to our guest. Oh, there will definitely be streaming services, Twisted Shady. There definitely will. I know I let the guys know that they should get a Spotify set up and a bunch of other streaming services. I think we should definitely get a Dead Camp Topic YouTube page going. And who knows, we might even try to get Dead Camp a spot at the gathering or something. You never know. So yeah, if anyone ever wants to interview Dead Camp, hit them up or hit me up also. Since I'm their manager, hit me up if y'all want to interview them. And yeah, Dead Camp, we coming, y'all. Sick, crazy ghetto bastards. We coming, y'all. Holy shit. For those that think the wicked shit is dead and gone, no. Well, it could be considered dead when you Dead Camp, but everything happens at the Dead Camp. You don't know what's going to happen. All right, y'all. We are going to send the link out to our guest of the night. Of course, we are live on everywhere. We are live on my official Dawn Chaos YouTube channel. We are live on Carnival Spirits on YouTube. We are live on Carnival Spirits Facebook. We are live on Carnival Spirits Twitch, as well as the official Dawn Chaos Twitch. And immediately after this is the Hours of Chaos after show. All right. Speaking of Young Strife, there you are. The link is sent to you right about now on Instagram. I just sent it to you on Instagram, Young Strife. There you go. You guys know how the Hours of Chaos podcast is. We cover just some topics, and then when we're done covering the topics, we send the link out and then have our special guests on. So, yeah. Hell yeah. I just sent the link to you, Young Strife, on Instagram. And there you go, brother. Yeah. So while we wait for Young Strife, what is up, the 13th Juggalo, who's sending that actually from Twitch. So what's up, 13th Juggalo? You have Pandora. Who knows? Maybe Dead Camp. We will definitely get something on Pandora. We have plans to infect everything, y'all. Dead Camp, sick, crazy ghetto bastards. We have plans to infect everything. We are definitely. And now the rain did finally stop. Chilling like a supervillain. Oh, yeah. Of course, you guys know, links down to your boys' social medias down below, as well as links to where you can follow our guests. So since our guest tonight is Young Strife, links down to his official YouTube, links down to his Instagram, and also links to his Twitter. Because you know that's what we do on the Hours of Chaos podcast. We have guests on here. We help promote them. We put their social medias and all that stuff down below to help promote them. Because that's what we do on here. Going strong for 4 years, y'all. This podcast has been going strong for 4 years. Yeah, I'm so excited to have Young Strife on here. I'm always excited when I have a guest or guests on here. Because I like to have a mixture of guests on here. I like to have people that some of you guys probably know, but you're probably going to know them more. And then I like to have people that you guys probably never heard of. And then we like to have legends and veterans on here.
I can't hear shit. Yeah, definitely, dog. I love that question, dog. I can't hear shit. Let's see. Give me a second. Shit. Hello? Son of a bitch.
There we go. Better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to refresh it this time.
Oh shit. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, if that happens like during the interview, if I disappear for a little bit, sometimes I have to hit refresh so you could like continue talking if that happens.
Cool, man.
See, they're trying to silence us.
We're too real. We're too fucking real.
But yeah, everyone welcome for the first time and probably many times. Everyone welcome young Strife.
Shouts out to the... Yeah, if you know, you know.
I need to get that sound effect for my show, even though it's annoying.
I love that. That's how you know a mixtape's going to be fire, bro.
True. So yeah, I guess we're going to get into like what we usually do, where you just like introduce yourself a little bit. You just give like a little info about yourself, and then we will proceed with the questions.
All right. Young Strife. I used to be a professional wrestler. Now I'm doing this. And I have no idea what I'm fucking doing. But I'm doing it a day at a time. And we're trying to do a new spin on that wicked shit. Swamp Rat's in the house. So yeah. I don't know how to talk about myself, dog.
Hell yeah. Well, that's cool that you used to be a professional wrestler. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I used to be involved in the wrestling business too for a bit.
What did you do?
I did a little bit of everything. The only thing I didn't wrestle, but I was like the commentator, I was the cameraman, I was the senior official, I was the interviewer.
Yeah, man. I did commentary once, and then it kind of pissed me off because people were like, yo, we love your commentary. You got to keep doing commentary. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do commentary. I'm a wrestler.
Yeah. Everyone enjoyed my commentary, but since my commentary was more entertaining, that's when the bullshit politics got out. And they're like, okay, we're going to take him off commentary. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people are really sensitive because they don't want you to shine too much. Which I get,
because my commentary it was like serious. It was like a mixture of JR where it was serious, and then it was like Jerry the King Lawler with the humor and shit.
Right. I think JBL was one of the best commentators of all time, in my opinion, man.
Yeah, when he retired, I'm glad he went to the commentating table because he was entertaining as shit.
Yeah, man. There was this match on Superstars, like so nobody watched it, but someone, I think Michael Cole was talking to him. And he's like, do you think that, let's say Tyson Kidd, do you think Tyson Kidd really believes that he's destined to become the next Intercontinental Champion? And JBL is just like, I'm not a Calvinist. I don't know about predestination. And I'm like, JBL, you're a fucking genius, bro.
Even Booker T, when he was commentating for a bit, was entertaining as shit.
Did you see when he beat the fuck out of somebody while doing commentary?
Yes.
He's like, oh, Booker T's a bad man. Booker T's a bad man. It's the fucking freshest shit I've ever seen in my life, dog.
Booker T's a fucking G. In my opinion, one of the most underrated wrestlers out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard to agree with that, bro.
Because not only was he good in the ring, he was also good when it came like on the mic. Like he was entertaining as shit.
Everything, man. He made you care about the match. Like I love that he's still doing commentary and pre-show stuff. Because hearing him talk about a match, like he'll hype you up like it's the most important match ever, and it's just like some mid-card exhibition match, but you're like, this is the most important shit ever, dog.
Yep, and then when he did his whole King Booker gimmick, priceless.
Dog. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Especially like during like Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday when he's like in the backstage segment with Vince McMahon. Freaking hilarious.
Oh, gosh. Don't get me started on Vince, the GOAT.
Hell yeah.
Excuse me.
So yeah, what made you actually pursue like being like in the rap game?
Yeah, so some inside baseball. I don't really talk about this a lot, but since we're on the show and you're asking, so I went to Iowa to train for a bit because that's where I was. That's where I went to school, and so in the end of 2019, I went to go back to train a little bit and then return to Seattle because I'm in Seattle. I wanted to return to my wrestling scene and do something different because I was doing like this emo little peep type vibe gimmick.
Yeah.
And the idea was to come back, have a feud with my old tag partner, and then have the old wrestling character die pretty much. And the idea was I was going to lose a couple matches against my tag partner and be like, something's not working. I'm obviously not doing this right. I'm not hitting hard enough or XYZ. I need to change. And the idea was to change from that to Young Strife and then start doing the music because I've been doing music for a hot minute, but I kind of stepped away when wrestling got serious. I was in like a punk band or whatever, and then just got more wrestling shows. So the idea was to start doing music again and do it like in a storyline. But then COVID hit and wrestling just stopped in the Pacific Northwest. It still went on in some other places, but here it just kind of died. And I was just home. I was just like home and not doing anything. And I didn't get the opportunity to tell the Young Strife like origin story like I wanted to. So it was just like, fuck it. Let's just do this. And for me, like, I wanted to keep creating because like it's fine if I'm not wrestling, but it's not fine if I'm not creating shit, right? And so I just started like going for it. And then after that, I dropped the first Scratch This Dies in like July, and then kept working on stuff, and nothing was like really clicking. And then in like 2021, I moved to a different part of Seattle, and I just decided like, all right, I have nothing going on. Time to take this seriously. That's when I finally put everything on Spotify. Finally, like jumped in with like all of the image stuff, and then pretty much since like March of this year, we've been going full speed. I linked up with Darby and Devereaux, the Swamp Rats. And then we just started like creating, and it's just been that ever since.
Hell yeah. And since we are on the topic of wrestling, like you are actually one of the first like also ex-professional wrestlers that I'm like interviewing, and that's something I've been wanting to do besides music artists is like interview people that are indie wrestlers or used to be comedians, all that stuff.
Right.
And I think it's good to step outside your comfort zone. Like besides me doing this podcast, I finally am now like managing like a group and stuff. So,
I saw that, man. That's fresh.
Yep.
You're going in too.
And I basically been like telling them like, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. So I pretty much know what you need to do, and especially in this day and age.
Yeah, man. Yo, can I say my little theory? This is free game for anyone watching.
Yep.
Just pay attention to what happened in MySpace from like 2006 to like 2009. Mm-hmm. Replicate that right now, and you'll be golden.
Yes, it's true.
It's just my theory.
I agree. So, wrestling related question is, what was actually the first match that you heard that or watched that got you into wrestling that made you go, oh, damn?
I first started watching wrestling in the Attitude Era. My brother and cousin were like, yo, we got to check this out. People have been talking all about it. And so we put on Monday Night Raw, like from beginning to end. And I just watched an episode of Monday Night Raw, you know, and it's like during the time when The Rock was still like a bad guy, right before him and Austin. So like 98, probably 98 Raw. And I watched the full episode and I was like, this is it. This is the greatest art form ever. And, you know, for a couple years we did that. So yeah, man, I think the Attitude Era is where I got introduced to that. I also watched like hella Lucha Libre growing up, but that's a little bit different.
Oh yeah, like me, it was about like 92, 93 when I discovered wrestling, and that's like before the Attitude Era. That was like still like pre like when Hogan like was getting ready to leave and stuff.
Right.
So I like caught the beginning of like the Attitude Era and stuff, and here I am watching wrestling at like 2-3 years old.
Right. Yeah, man. I think we're at a really good place right now in wrestling. I think it's like a whole lot of innovation is happening right now, so I'm like really excited about it. People always like to bitch, like, oh, like wrestling was better in '98, wrestling was better in 2003, and I'm like, dog, are you guys watching what's going on right now? Are you guys paying attention to Roman Reigns? But that's just me, man.
I mean, they've been even signing like people who like, besides getting like gimmicks, there's been a lot of people that are legit athletes, and I'm glad they're starting to do that. Like,
you gotta,
when WWE signs like an indie wrestler, I get excited because I'm like, good, they deserve it.
Right. Yeah, man. I like these football players and like non-wrestling athletes coming in because they kind of show what can be done when you're like a really good athlete. So yeah, man, I'm with you on that.
Exactly. Like people say once a indie guy signs to WWE, they get watered down. I'm like, yeah, but you should just be happy that they made it to the big time.
People don't know what they're fucking talking about.
Yeah, most people don't know how the wrestling industry works. I'm like, I've worked in the wrestling industry. I know how shit works.
So there's this moment. It was John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And if you guys know wrestling, it's like the top guy wrestling the new top guy, but the new top guy isn't the top guy yet. So he has to
that's how the wrestling business always goes.
He has to beat the old top, but whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we're in like 2/3 of the match, right? And like they're on the outside and people are like, chairs, 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 chairs. Like everyone's like wanting John Cena to break out a chair, right? And he doesn't. And people go like, boo, boo. And John Cena, like the fucking king he is, he's like walking. He goes up to he passes the camera and he winks at it. And then he like gets Roman to set him up to like body slam him through the table. And it's like, everybody was like, we want the chair. We want the chair. And John's just like, I know you want the chair, but I got something better for you. And that's how I feel about like people talking shit about like, oh, the watered down this and that and this. And it's like, you think you want the chair, but you're going to get the table and you're going to be a lot happier with the table.
Right.
So, yeah, man. But what do I know?
Hell yeah. And what another question we have is like, what's like the like artist that like made you like fall in love with music? Like what, if you can remember, what was the first song you heard that like made you fall in love with music?
I always love music from the rip. Like if we're being real, if we're being on some like government name shit, I've like loved romantic Mexican music growing up because I grew up in a Mexican household and we were always listening to like everything, right? Like my mom was always listening to music, always listening to Mexican music, but that was our shit, right? And so like I think that's where my love for like a good chorus comes in because the first record, real shit, the first record that I ever like fell in love with and told my mom, buy this record for me, was Enrique Iglesias, his first fucking album, bro. The first Enrique Iglesias album when he was only singing in Spanish. And that was fucking dope, man. There was just something really cool about that at that time. I was probably like 6 or 7, right? But if we're talking about like where I'm at in life now, the first time I heard Freak on a Leash, I was probably like 11, maybe 10. And Freak on a Leash by Korn, everybody knows. And it was the first time that I felt what I felt inside being like played in my ears. You know what I'm saying? And that just changed what music could be for me because for the longest time, music was just like, it's just that, right? It's just like whatever's playing. But then when I heard Korn's Freak on a Leash, and like what kind of fucking trauma is a 10-year-old going through that he's like, I relate to this. But yeah, man, I heard Freak on a Leash and I was like, yo, this is the fucking pain that I've been feeling inside. And someone's playing it. And that's when I fell in love with all of that, right?
Yeah, and I think that's how everyone starts out with music is they like listen to like what their family grew up like. With me, a lot of my family grew up in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So I was like raised on all that 60s, 70s, and 80s like classic rock and all that stuff.
Do you still appreciate it?
Oh yeah, like
You
one of
got
my
it.
all-time favorite bands, metal bands of all time, is Black Sabbath.
Right.
And that's because people in my family, that's what they listen to, and that latched on to me.
Yeah, man. Never forget your roots.
And I was like listening to a lot of crazy stuff when I was younger. I
Right.
was listening to Black Sabbath. I was listening to Ozzy. I was listening to AC/DC, and I still love all that music to this day.
Yo, I love that, like, the first records you were listening to were like Black Sabbath, and the first records I was listening to was Enrique Iglesias. It's just the way the world is, bro. I love it.
And it was just all types of music. Like a lot of my family was listening to like the Jackson 5. That's the other shit that I grew up on.
Yeah, man.
You know, Prince and all that good old stuff. Yes, even Johnny Cash. That dude is the legend.
Right.
Like Johnny Cash is like one of my like top artists of all time. Like if I have to pick like my top like 5 or 4 top artists, it's Johnny Cash, Prince, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, and Ozzy Osbourne.
Nice. 5 best rappers of all time. Dylon, and Dylon because he spits hot fire.
Yeah, I have to compel that list, but I could say that Nas is on my top list, KRS-One, but number 1 is probably like maybe like Rakim.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. I never listened to a ton of Rakim, but he had that like I'm Back song where like it was like everywhere in like 98 when he like came back. That dude can write, man. That dude can write.
Oh yeah, that dude's literally a lyricist.
You know, when he started writing, he drew a line in the middle of the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like how he started doing his rhyme scheme. So he would rhyme on the line, right? So it's like not just rhyming at the end of the phrase, but in the middle. And then like down the line, he drew like 2 more lines. That's how his lines got so intricate because he was rhyming 4 times in one sentence. That shit is insane. That's the type of ADD shit I love.
Oh yeah, he like showed that like in like that documentary series that Ice-T directed called The Art of Rap, Why We Do It.
Oh yeah, man.
And Rakim like shows his writing process at school.
Right. Yeah, man. Well, dude, what I do is when it comes to writing inside baseball, I just go to like an underground rapper who's not as popular as me, and then I steal their lyrics and then I put them in my songs.
Hell yeah.
I'm kidding, dog.
Nah, no.
All right, good.
So yeah, how did you like discover like ICP in the Juggalo scene?
Oh, okay, yeah, man. So I'm in New Mexico, and there's this cool, it's always the cool older dude.
Yeah, ICP's pretty big in New Mexico, so that makes sense.
Yeah, bro. And this guy was like, this is a friend of ours. He's like, hey man, check this out. And it was like just the CD. It wasn't even the booklet of The Great Malenko. So all I knew about this rap group, I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know shit. All I knew was a black CD and this little cartoon drawing, this yellow drawing of this dude, and it says The Great Malenko. That's all that I knew, right? So I go into my room, and this was the first time I ever did this. Was like I hit play on the album from like the beginning because I love listening from beginning to end, even back then. And I'm listening to it, and that opening like skit with the jukebox and how dark it felt. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, right? And as I was listening to it, my room like it was like getting dark. So like it was getting dark in my room. And I didn't turn the light on. I just listened to the album in the dark. And that's like how I started listening to music like then on because of that moment. But I just remember by the time that Pass Me By finished, I was just like, holy shit, what did I just listen to? And that's just kind of like a Cliff Notes version of like what introduced me to the Insane Clown Posse. This is like 2000. This was the year that Bizarre came out. So 2001. Probably?
Yeah, it was like 2000.
So yeah, because I remember like 3 weeks later, I go to the dude's house to return the CD, and he's watching Big Money Hustlers while his homies are just looking at the 3 CDs, the Freak Show and the 2 Bizarre Bazaars. And it's just like all this just indoctrination of like psychopathic juggalo world. And I was just like, this is it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Hell yeah. When I found out about him, it was about 98, 99. But this is where like me being a juggalo and wrestling like goes hand in hand. I saw him I started hearing about him on the news, but then I seen him on wrestling first, and I didn't know they were a group. I thought they were a tag team or something.
Right. Yo, okay, that's wild, because the first time that I actually saw ICP, and I think I forgot about it when I first listened to Malenko, but I was like, I used to love MTV, and I would just like have it on. And one Saturday, that ICP commercial came on. We know you hate the Insane Clown Posse.
I love that
but
commercial.
We love you. Bro, I was just like in the 5th grade eating cereal, and I just remember dropping, just like coming out of my mouth and just be like, what did I just see? It was so sick. But, you know, I was just like a kid from the hood. I didn't know how to find out, like, how to listen to these guys. So, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then, since you told us what the first album was that you remember someone getting you, but if you can remember, what's the first album you remember buying with your own money?
That's a good question, man, because I always had like albums that other people like burned for me. It was that era. But the first album that I bought the day of the release was the Wraith Shangri-La.
Hell yeah.
Which is a great first album to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, just the feeling, like, all of us, like, you guys remember the feeling of getting the Wraith the first time? Holy crap, that was legit diamonds. That was like diamond rain, bro.
Yeah, I was like 12 years old in 6th grade when that shit dropped.
Right. Yeah, man.
I found out about this shit when I was like 8 or 9, and now look at me. Nice. I'm almost 31. It's insane.
Yeah, you're a freak.
Damn right. I'm proud of it.
That's right, baby.
Hell yeah. And what's like other like music that would you consider like some of your like influences, you and stuff?
Yeah, okay. A whole lot of screamo. A whole lot of like emo shit from like 2004 to 2007. I was listening to a whole lot of that stuff. It just resonated with me. Something about like the screaming and the singing. And so I think I'm, you know, probably one of the only dudes I know in this scene who's trying to do that. You know, I'm never going to try to say I'm like the best rapper in this bitch, but to me, it's all about choruses and stuff. So yeah, man, a whole lot of screamo.
Oh yeah. And I like your style because it reminds me of like pretty much how like today's music is. It has like that Ouija sound, that Suicide Boy sound, or even like, what am I trying to think of? City Morgue. There we go.
Yeah, City Morgue is the shit, bro.
I like that. Like, I always tell people this is kind of like the new age wicked shit. It's still dark, but it's like dark, wicked, trap type shit over trap type beats.
Right. Yeah, man. And that's kind of like what me and Darby are like really trying to push is like, yo, this shit is wicked, but it's also new. Like, what's the point of making 90s style drum beats? We're not in the 90s anymore, dog. I don't want to hear another boom bap track. That's just me, though, dog.
Exactly. I always tell people now, if you want to do something to pay homage to a certain sound, that's fine.
Right. But you can't be stuck. Like, I love the first deck of the Joker's cards, and I love Screamo from 2006, but, like, I can pull from it, but I'm not going to try to go back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like I tell people with the Joker cards, there's a reason why those albums sound how they sound, because you can tell the sound influence, like with Fearless Fred Fury and a little bit of Yum Yum. They've been like dabbling into like dark, wicked trap, kind of like that dark style, like doing trap beats, and I like it.
Right. Yeah, man.
And from what Devereaux's been just saying, and what he told me without spoiling anything, he's just said, "Yum yum, y'all, holy shit," and that's all he's telling me.
I believe it, man. I'm excited for it, dog. I think I still listen to that shit like it's a seminar. I still listen because like when you get a Joker's card, it's different from like a record. It's like a lesson that you need to learn, right? And like, yeah, man, I still think that Fred Fury is the shit because it's like fight back. And how many times for me, and I know some juggalos relate to this, is like how many times are we just like passive and we just let the world like kick our ass? And just like to have a record where it's like, hey, stop, like fucking fight back. It's okay to yell. It's okay to be pissed. Like Fury is the shit because it's what it's like being alive in 2021. You're like, you have to be polite, you have to be kind and this and that, but sometimes you become like a pushover. And it's like the line where he says, yeah, I'm a scrub, but I ain't no pussy. Bro, that's the shit, man. Yeah, I may be a loser. I may be like a nerd. I may be a scrub, but you're not gonna walk all over me, dog. You're not, you know? So yeah, man, I'm hyped for Yum Yum because like what lesson are we gonna get from that, dog?
Well, and pretty much they've hinted it's about loyalty. I think it's about like temptation and stuff. It makes like sense. And that's one thing why I've always liked about that is there's always like these deep like hidden messages in this shit.
Yeah, man.
And I always tell people, if you look up what the word bedlam means, you'll be like, holy shit, it means a state of confusion and chaos and disarray.
Yeah, and you think about like the Yum Yum flower and kind of what we know about its mythology and like, oh, a state of like confusion. That's interesting, you know what I'm saying?
But it's also like mainly like a form of like chaos and anarchy.
Oh, this guy's definitely gonna press into the chaos thing. I like it.
Well, when you look up what the word bedlam means too, it's also the name of what you would call like a mental institution that treats the mentally ill and insane. I'm like, interesting.
Right. Yeah.
Like I like how on the end of like the EP, it just builds that hype where they're like, "Yum Yum's bedlam, this way comes."
This way comes. Yeah, that's my shit, bro. And the bass on that one, so good.
I mean, and from what I know, and I know that they're always good at production, I know that Dev and Shaggy the Airhead are going to surprise us.
Oh, always.
Those dudes are like part of the next generation. That's why we always joke and say Dev is like Mikey Clark's illegitimate son.
I call him Mex E. Clark.
or we call him that too. But yeah, I'm excited. Even if it takes like a whole year for it to come out, I'm just happy. Who knows? It might even drop at the Gathering. Who knows?
I'm hoping so. I definitely think it will. But yeah, for me, I think it's weird. I think it's fucking weird that like if you've been in this shit, if you remember like buying the Wraith from the store, you remember what it was like, yo, this is dope. I'm so fucking excited about this. Like, this is like another message from the Dark Carnival. Like, that's where we were. And now, like, Juggalos grew up and we're in our 30s and 20s. And these motherfuckers, you know, like, I don't know. To me, it's just weird that people bitch all the time about, like, this thing got delayed and this and that. And I'm like, dog,
it's been like that for years.
Anything. Yeah, nobody owes you anything. Like, okay, remember the Hey Vato? How it begins with, what's your name? Richie? Bitchy? You from out of town, bitchy? What are you doing? You better get your bitch ass home. And that's like every time I see somebody on the internet complaining about something, them not getting something that they like want, I'm like, you sound like fucking bitchy right now, bro. You sound like Richie right now, and I'm not having it. But I came from the gutter, so that's just how I see things, man.
Exactly, and that's why I told people that's why I've always liked ICP, because they sound different with each album. They have more than one thing that they do. They have their humor shit. They have shit that makes you think, relatable,
Right.
shit. And then they have stuff where you're like, oh, damn, they're on some cryptic type shit.
Right. Yeah, man.
They're like a cake. There's more than one layer.
Well, that's been the fun part of like this project for me is every song is drenched. Like I'm not like, it's not like sprinkled. It's fucking drenched, smothered, covered and smothered with like all these little things that no one's like picking up on. And I'm excited about it because here's a little spoiler alert. I feel like when some people find out some of the things I've been sprinkling in, they're gonna be like, yo, this guy sucks because of the things that I've been doing. But it's just like all these subtle things that I'm waiting for someone to notice. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just leave it at that.
And that's where I love artists like you and Ouija. A lot of you guys are like at the forefront, Darby, of this shit and stuff. You guys are like at the forefront of this.
Thanks, dog. That means a lot to be considered in the same like breath as those dudes.
And I've always, that's why on my show, I'll like have people that are legends or veterans, but then I also like to give people that I feel deserve recognition and that I want to help get out there. And that's why this show's the perfect place to do that.
Right, for sure, man.
And I do like what you're doing, so just keep it up.
Thanks, dog.
I was like, if this dude would have came out years earlier and during my teenage years, this would have been like the soundtrack to my teenage years.
That means a lot. That's what I'm trying to do, dog.
And that's like, how I am with Ouija. I'm like, where was this dude during my teenage years? Holy shit.
Yeah, man. And that's what comes with that new shit, right? Like, because if it's just somebody doing a 2007 album in 2021, you're not like, oh, I wish I heard this when I was in high school. You're like, oh, I heard this when I was in high school. That's totally different, dog.
Exactly. Or I'll be like, holy shit, that's like how I feel right now. Like with some Ouija's personal stuff, I'm like, damn, that's how I feel in that state of mind right now.
Yeah, man.
And I also like it because when you hear Ouija, sometimes you'll hear something, but then when you hear it again, you'll be like, wait, I didn't catch that when I first heard it. I was like, that's very clever.
That's the best music, bro.
Hell yeah. I could see you and Ouija on a track together.
Maybe one day, bro. Right now, it's just about, like, it's like when I was doing the wrestling thing, people were like, when are you going to get to WWE? When are you going to this and that? And I'm like, dog, I appreciate it, but I'm just trying to get past these next, I'm just trying to get to the next 17th when we're dropping Darby's next music video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to get there. So yeah, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah. And like I tell people, anything is possible. And I think that's why a lot of stuff like this, like with me doing my show, a lot of people do make themselves approachable. Or if you want to work with someone in the industry, people are like making themselves like approachable, which is good now, instead of being like, no, I'm too good for this shit.
Right.
Because Scum said it best. Not only do the artists and groups make this possible, it's people that review the tracks. It's people that like have the podcast that bring these artists or groups on and help promote them.
Yeah, man. We're living in a new world, man. We're living in a new world where we don't have to wait for TV to like put us on, because we got shows like, you know, Hours of Chaos and Carnival Spirits and Juggalo Judgment to like put us on. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Exactly. And one of my biggest influences for my show is having guests on is like Adam 22, No Jumper.
Oh, yeah. That guy rules, man.
And he actually does put me on to some artists that I do eventually check out. I'm like, oh, damn, this person actually is good.
Right. Yeah.
We always make a joke saying, Adam 22, I'm coming for you.
Coming for you, Hulk.
Hell yeah. Who are actually some people you would actually want to like not interview, like work with, whether like currently or people that maybe are no longer here? Who's someone who you'd really love to work with? And it could be anyone.
Yeah, man. That's a good question. Because I haven't thought about that a lot. I've like been really hyped to work with the people I have. Like the fact that I'm working with Dev right now has been really cool. The fact that Darby and I did a track has been cool. That's, I mean, you know, so it's stuff like that. Let's do something like, I would like to work with the producer Aaron Sprinkle, who produced all the emo shit that I loved when I was younger. That's like a weird thing to say because like he produced a lot of rock records, but everything that I heard about this guy, like in the way that he would create music, like this band would record an album or record a song, he'd get everything recorded, and then the band would leave. And overnight, he would take things out, he would put things in, and then in the morning when they come back to listen to the song, he'd be like, all right, listen to this. He pushes play, and it's just like, they would always say they'd be blown away, right? And so for me, I want to work with a producer like that. I think that would be sick. I also think it would be dope to work with, like, man, there was a rapper that I thought about, but I can't think about it anymore. But yeah, man. I'd love to work with the OGs, you know, like the Dons. If I could in the future work with the Insane Clown Posse, that would be fresh. But yeah, other than that, I'm not trying to say any names right now because I'm not trying to like put any names out and then have them be like, yo, this motherfucker said my name, right? So I'll just kind of keep that to myself. Let's say Aaron Sprinkle, and let's say I would love to work with Eazy-E if he was still alive.
Yes, R.I.P. Easy.
And Dylon.
Hell yeah, and could we possibly maybe even see you like perform at the Gathering this year?
Bro, I put in the email. I let them know that I'm available. I sent them my music videos. We tried to, make the hashtag a thing, the Young Strife for the Gathering. And now it's just like, it's in the Carnival's hands, you know what I mean? Like, we're just going to wait and see. I would love to play the Gathering. And my goal is to play the Gathering for sure on the next year. You know what I mean? I think since I've been on the jump off since March of this year, and I've been doing this for 4 months, I think it's a slim chances that I'll get it, but I think I'm going to work my ass off this year, and hopefully the work that I put in these next, couple months will make it like, oh, this guy has to play this year, next year. I definitely think that the fact that I've only been doing this since March is a point against me, but I would love to play the Gathering.
Good. I think that's good that in just 4 months, you've been making a name for yourself in just 4 months. That's something that's very rare that people can do, and just keep it up.
Well, and that's the thing, bro. It's, to me, it's just a wrestling show. The way that wrestling for me worked was you get ready, and then every 2 weeks we would have a show at this promotion I was at. And so it's like getting ready and then doing the show, getting ready and then doing the show, getting ready, doing the event. Well, since that stopped, it was like, oh, okay, I can't play shows, but I can drop music videos. And it's like to me, what's the fucking point of dropping a big ass mixtape if you're not a Ouija, if you're not a Damien, you know what I mean? If you're just a guy like me who's just starting, why would I give people who are trying to support me a album that's 40 minutes and it's like, hey, do you have 40 minutes? No, nobody has 40 fucking minutes, but people might have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to see a fresh ass video. And it's just I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to give people shit that they dig and shit that isn't work, because I don't have the bandwidth for a fucking underground rapper telling me to listen to his mixtape over and over again. Dog, you're not competing with every other rapper. You're competing with literally every other form of entertainment right now. I could be watching you, or I could be listening to your mixtape, or I could be watching hot bitches on TikTok. I'm not gonna listen to an hour mixtape, dog.
Yep.
That's just my spiel, though.
Hell yeah. I think from hearing your music, I think you'd be very energetic at the Gathering. And I think especially for this Gathering, this is a lot of people's chance to shine. There's a lot of people this is And if you don't perform this year, Carnival Spirits, we have planned to try to do an event next year. So if we can put an event together next year, we would love it if you performed during that event, and we would
Count me in.
introduce you.
Count me in, dog.
Hell yeah. So yeah, and you're always welcome, like, on the show. Like, if there's like a new track you want to premiere or want to play and have everyone premiere it for the first time live on the show, just let me know. You're always welcome on the show, bro.
That's good to know, man, because you know how I am. I work in tracks, so like the next, I know I have one like slated for July, but I think definitely around September after the gathering, we'll like link up and we'll have a release that will be done on here. I think that'd be dope. Let's make it happen.
Hell yeah. And that's one thing we always make sure is our guests are like always welcome on the show, like whenever. Like they don't just have to be on here. Like this is like I'm making it a legit show where you'll always like, oh, next time this artist comes on the show, they might have something else cool that they want to talk about.
Right.
So yeah, and do you like have any last words? And can you?
Oh, that's it. We're done. That's it.
Unless there's something else.
I thought we were gonna argue about like Joker's cards. I thought you were gonna tell me like how great something bad happened was. I thought that we were gonna like get to the point of crying at some point, my guy.
Unless there's actual. Oh, I noticed you do like animation. So what's probably like your favorite like Japanese animation?
Japanese animation. That's a really good question, bro. I don't know, man. I watch a whole lot of Dragon Ball Z. You can't go wrong with that. I think Digimon is like extremely underrated. I think the first season of Digimon is better than literally all of the seasons of Pokemon combined. Yeah, man. So yeah, I usually though, like when I'm watching stuff, I prefer just like watching like cartoons, like old Nickelodeon or like Simpsons and shit. But yeah, man, I think the like hentai type stuff is definitely a vibe for the music videos too. So yeah, if you've all seen the Grass Just Dies video, that was a whole lot of High School of the Dead.
Hell yeah, that's a good anime.
Oh yeah.
Like I always tell people, the reason why I've always liked Japanese animation is for some reason, just some of the stories that are being told, and people always tell me anime is for kids, I'll be like, are you sure? And then I'll like put on like Death Note or Blood Plus The Last Vampire. And that's why I like it, because it's like all other forms of entertainment in movies, but there's like different genres and stuff.
Yeah.
And I always like different genres. I do like some of the stuff that I grew up as a little kid, like some of the kid-friendly stuff, but I also like the adult stuff. I like the serious shit. I like the humor shit.
Yeah, I don't really like the adult stuff. Like, to be completely real, I just like shit that's mad childish, bro. I will fucking watch. Like, I just got done rewatching the Rugrats. So fucking good, man. And I'm a grown-ass man, and I don't have to apologize to anybody for it being childish. I'm like, bro, this is what I like.
Yeah, and that's how I am. I watch what I grew up. I watch what I grew up watching. Rugrats is one of those, and a lot of those cartoons back then were quite serious. Like Hey Arnold was quite serious for being a kid show. It had a lot of like life lessons learned and stuff.
Yeah, man. Hey Arnold was the shit. Doug sucked. Rewatch it, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, this kid is a fucking chump, bro." That's all I'm saying.
I liked the Nickelodeon Doug. The Disney Doug, not so much.
Right. That was
the only good thing. The only good thing I liked about the Disney version of Doug, which I'm not gonna lie, I did like the movie, but I was a kid back then.
Right.
Did you ever watch the like Hey Arnold like second movie that like ended like the series as a whole?
The one that came out on Hulu?
Yeah, it's called like Jungle Adventure or something, but it was also on TV.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it. If you're talking about the one that came out in like 2019, then I fucking thought it was dope.
Yeah, that made me cry. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
are like,
man.
why are you crying? I'm like, because he's finally reunited with his parents.
Yeah, and if you fucking know, if you were there for it, you would cry too. You know what I mean? But
Well,
like,
and at the end, he finally embraces Helga's love for him, and he admits that he finally loves her too. I'm like, yes,
man. Yeah, man. Helga.
And when they finally both share a kiss where they're both wanting it to happen, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like with the when in the movie, spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen it, when he finally does see his parents and they're in that state, and you're like, no, he found his parents. Don't tell me they're dead. No.
Right. Oh
like,
man,
no.
that shit was good. I might watch that after this, honestly.
Same here, like Ren and Stimpy. It makes you wonder how that was a kid show growing up. How we got away
Ren
with
and
watching.
Stimpy, bro. I hated that shit.
Do you remember Rocco's Modern Life?
Bro.
That
Do I remember Rocco's Modern Life? The fucking thesis of me growing up. Yeah, bro, that was my shit. That was probably my favorite one, like, back then. I think now it's Doug or Hey Arnold. But back then, like, it was Rocco's Modern Life and Angry Beavers were, like, the top two for me.
Yeah, and people always thought Nickelodeon just had good cartoons. I'm like, no, Cartoon Network had good cartoons. Even the Disney Channel had good cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite serious Disney cartoons was Recess.
Nice. Yeah, that one was a sleeper, too, for sure.
A lot of people check that show, and they're like, wow, this show is underrated. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I like how they made it like these kids on the playground have, like, their own, like, hierarchy and society.
Bro.
It's
freaking
awesome.
Because that's how it was for us in school.
Yep, that's people ask me, they're like, "Has that how school kind of felt when you were growing up in elementary school?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was."
Especially being a juggalo, bro.
Yep.
Whew.
They should have put a juggalo on an episode,
bro. Being a juggalo back then in school, that was fun. That was a whole lot of people hated you back then. It was great. I don't know what it's like now because I'm not in high school and junior high anymore, but it was interesting.
Yeah, I love that meme where, like, when the whole pandemic started, they're like, social distance. I remember back then when all you had to do was tell people you were a juggalo.
Yep. I feel that, man.
And I was that weird kid in school, too. I was, like, the kid that wore all black. I hung out with, like, the weirdos. I hung out with the juggalos, the goth kids, the skater kids, all the quote-unquote weird kids.
The outsiders, yeah, man. It was like my history class. I sat next to this girl, and she was like the prettiest girl, right? And I always thought she was like really cute, and we would have like these interactions, and I was like, oh, maybe I can ask her out because she probably thinks I'm cool and this and that, right? And then like one day, because I've always just worn black shirts, like I would buy like a Hanes like 3-pack before school started, and I would just wear black shirts, right? That's just what I wear. And this girl that I had a huge crush on, she's like, hey, are you gothic? She didn't say, are you goth? She said, are you gothic? And I was like, I looked at my clothes, and then I was like, yeah, I think I am. And it was just like, what the fuck? This is definitely not gonna happen. So yeah, man, I know you. I feel your pain.
Oh, Frankie getting all funny in here. He wants to know what your favorite Drake song is.
Yeah, motherfucker. I would say Passion Fruit, but I also think Know Yourself is like the shit. Okay, Passion Fruit, Know Yourself, and Child's Play. Because Child's Play begins with the line, why you gotta fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I love to go there. How fucking rich are you that your first line in your song is, why do you gotta fight with me at Cheesecake Factory? I love going to Cheesecake Factory. So yeah.
Cheesecake is good, just saying, y'all.
Exactly. Any other questions?
Let's see. What are probably like some of your like favorite movies of all time that you can always watch and never get tired of it?
Ooh, I would say The Dark Knight Rises. Midnight Special. You motherfuckers need to watch Midnight Special this week. I watch Midnight Special, and then a third movie that I can watch anytime. Yeah, man, probably like the animated Batman movie. I think it's like, it's not Year One, it's like Batman Returns, but like the animated one. Watch that shit.
Oh yeah, I've heard it. That's one of the other cartoons I grew up on, was the animated Batman series.
That's how I learned to speak English, bro. Watching Batman the animated series.
And now when you grow up, you're like, oh damn, that's Mark Hamill that did the voice of the Joker. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like
Mark
people
Hamill's
always
in
ask
this movie.
People ask me who are my favorite Jokers. I'm like, yes, Mark Hamill is one of my top, even though he's just doing a voice, but it still counts.
Right. That's the Joker voice. You know what I'm saying?
And then my ones in these lists are probably Heath Ledger, of course, but then second, a lot of people don't think so, but I love Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
I hated that shit, bro. I hated that shit. So I watched a YouTube video where they talked about his Joker, and they talked about how he, in interviews, was like, I didn't watch the comic books. I think comic books are lame, which, off rip, fuck you. And then his Joker isn't even good. And he was talking shit about Heath Ledger. He was like, oh, I don't think he's going to be good, blah, 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 blah. What a fucking dickhead. That's like a wrestler, like an old wrestler being like, I'm not going to give this new guy a shot. So fuck Jack Nicholson's Joker.
I mean, Heath Ledger did surprise a lot of us with the Joker.
Right.
And that's a good thing.
Right.
You look at the history of other movies that he was in. I mean, yeah, he was in a few serious roles like Knight's Tale, which is a good movie.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yep, a lot of people hate that movie, but I love it.
Yeah, it's a good-ass movie.
I tell people, if you can look past what the story's about, it's a very good movie. It's good acting.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? He was in The Patriot. He was young as shit in that movie.
Yeah. Well, I think that's interesting too, because it kind of brings back this thing where like people always are quick to hate on something and they don't want to wait. They just want to shit on Heath Ledger. Like everybody shit on him. And then when the movie came out, it was like, oh, we were wrong. And it's just like so many times people just need to wait before you speak up and like hate on something. Just wait. Just give it a shot.
Like a lot of people like picture this. I'm like, picture this. Heath Ledger is the Joker, and imagine this actress playing Harley Quinn. It's a perfect combination. Brittany Murphy playing Harley Quinn. That would be dope.
Rest in peace, bro. I bet you she probably would have gotten at least a superhero role at some point and would have killed it. So yeah,
because I do like watch it. I'm like, damn, if Heath Ledger the Joker and then put Brittany Murphy as Harley Quinn, whoo, holy shit.
Yeah. Yo, let me plug my phone in right quick.
All right. Yeah, that is actually a slept-on movie, too, with Heath Ledger, 10 Things I Hate About You. That is a good movie.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can you still hear me?
Dope. All right, we're back.
And I did like that about Heath Ledger's Joker, because his like Joker was like, when you learned about his origin, that they finally explained his origin, it was very relatable, where he was like a war veteran that the government fucked over and he like went crazy and shit.
Yeah, man. Oof.
Oof. And as much as people hate on it, I even think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, you felt bad for him. He did a good job.
Who in the right mind is hating on that? It's a
I know,
good-ass
like
movie,
one of my homies, I don't remember who it was, but he's like, Joaquin Phoenix is a good actor, but that Joker movie was terrible. I'm like, that movie was awesome. What are you talking about?
You must have been watching the wrong movie, bro.
Because that Joaquin Phoenix, I was like, everyone's like, he's no Heath Ledger. I'm like, no, Heath Ledger did a great job, but so did Joaquin Phoenix. Like, holy shit.
Motherfuckers, if you guys like movies, watch The Master with Heath Ledger.
Yeah, like it's like a lot of my friends used to give Robert Patterson like shit because of the Twilight movies, but then you see other movies that he's been in. He's actually a talented actor.
He rules, dude.
Like he's been in a few horror movies and shit.
Yeah.
Like everyone's worried about him playing Batman. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. I think he's gonna do a good job from what I've seen from the trailer.
Everybody, like I said with Heath Ledger, just wait. Then if it sucks after, then you can hate on it. You know what I mean? With Yum Yum, just wait.
Yep.
Just wait. And
exactly.
then
Like
say your opinion.
Like I hate when people hate something because everyone else is hating something. Like
Right.
I was always the person growing up, and I'm still like this. There might be something that everyone loves, but I maybe don't like it, or there's something that everyone hates, but I end up loving.
Right.
I was like, think for yourself.
Yeah. And don't be negative just to be like, just because it's what everyone's doing right now. Like, find a reason why something is good. If you don't like something, ask yourself why. And ask yourself why the artist chose to do that.
Mm-hmm. Like, I laugh when people hate on people for liking like a certain type of music. I'm like, you got to remember, and I always recommend the book to people. This is Your Brain on Music, The Science of the Human Mind, and it explains why people like music. Maybe there's a certain sound that attracts them and stuff. Like, it's a good book. I recommend it for everyone who's wondering. It's called This is Your Brain on Music, The Science of a Human Mind. It's really interesting.
Oh, yeah. We got any more questions?
If you were like
Yo,
to get back in,
ask me some shit.
If you were getting back in the wrestling industry, who's a wrestler you would love to work with?
Kevin Owens is the dream, but that's WWE, so I don't think it would happen. Tony Deppen, I did like one loop with him and some homies, and Tony Deppen is the shit. Daniel Makabe, while he's still in the independents, Daniel Makabe would be a fucking awesome singles match that I've been wanting to have since forever. We were gonna try to have one in 2020, but then quarantine happened. But Daniel Makabe, if you guys like wrestling, look up his matches against Timothy Thatcher. Daniel Makabe versus Timothy Thatcher. It's just two adults beating the fuck out of each other. It's great.
Hell yeah. What's probably... Oh, Darby has a question. Ask away, Darby.
What did Darby ask?
He said, how does Strife keep his hair wet for over an hour like that?
I'm sorry, man. My speaker sucks.
Oh,
Can
you're
you put
good.
it up?
Yeah.
Because then I can
There
see
you
his
go.
question. Fuck you, bro. Man, that's just the power of the Dark Carnival, bro. That's just that waviness that I get from the ringmaster, bro. He just fucking rains down that freshness. That's how it stays wet, bro. Fucking luxurious, bro. It's not L'Oreal. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's the Dark Carnival, bro.
There you go. Hell yeah. Let me refresh
Anything
real
else?
quick.
Come on,
Well,
Jack. Give me some love.
There we go.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Stop in the house.
Hell yeah. And what else can we expect from you, and where do you see yourself like a few years from now? Where do you hope to take your music?
So I'll answer it like this. This graphic designer that I fuck with heavy, Brandon Reich, he does albums. So he did like the new 9 Inch Nails record, the new AFI record, the new, I don't fuck with them, but he does all of the 21 Pilots album artwork. And he used to do shirts. And he said when he was designing shirts that his goal is to recreate the Ramones shirt. And you know how that shirt was just like, everybody like knows the Ramones shirt. So I hope he's still here. So every time that he would make a shirt, he wanted it to be as big as that, as iconic as that. And for me, dog, my goal is to have a song that motherfuckers play like the netting game. You remember how like back in the day, every mixed CD had the netting game? Or like I'm trying to think of these songs that you would download from like a Napster or Kazaa or fucking LimeWire, right? Like everybody had these songs, right? And when I was in a rap group in like 2008, a homie of mine came over to hang out, and he was hanging out in his truck with this girl. And so we go outside and we're just fucking tailgating and shooting the shit, right? And he's playing music, and it's not to stroke my ego, but my fucking rap groups like music started playing, and I was like, oh shit, is that my shit? And he's like, yeah, it's like it's in our playlist. And so for me, there's these fucking songs like Boogie Woogie Woo back in the day. Like if motherfuckers didn't fuck with ICP, they probably still had that song downloaded, right? And so
yes, sir.
What I like the way that you said when you were in high school, you hung out with like the goths and the metal kids and the fucking juggalos and you know all those alternative kids, because that was that was our world, right? And so for me, when people ask me like, where do you see yourself in like a couple years, I'm just like, I just want to have that fucking song, bro. I just want motherfuckers with dirty clothes and like beat up motherfucking cars, my motherfucking people playing my music, bro. I don't want these fucking suburban hipsters from Seattle playing my shit. Like, I'm not gonna go on KEXP radio and talk about my organic milk and fucking all these like vegan burgers I've been eating. Nah, motherfucker, I'm struggling just like you guys. I want my people, my fucking people, to hear the music and be like, yo, that's ours. If somebody from the hood is listening to my music in their beat up car with their girlfriend on Friday night, and they're hanging out with their homies, and they're like, yo, Brass just dies, you gotta hear this song, or something bad happened, you gotta hear this song, and their homie listens to it, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have an underground hit. And any song that I do that isn't that is a failure, bro.
Hell yeah. And I actually have a question for you. How did you come up with your name, Young Strife?
I love that question because I've been meaning to answer this. So my wrestling name was River Strife, and after a while I was like, yo, this isn't where I'm at, because in wrestling you make a gimmick, and my gimmick was given to me, and that's not a bad thing, because I'm thankful for where my gimmick got me. But the idea was, how do I piss these people off? And because I was like in Seattle, I was the fucking emo wrestler, right? Like me and my tag team, we were the Legion of Gloom. It was the fucking thing, right? And it was dope because I love emo music, but that's just not where I'm at in life anymore, right? And so the idea was like, all these people that are super elitist and love their music, they hate SoundCloud rap. They hate ignorant rap, right? They need their shit to be educational, right? And so for me, it was like, what can I do kind of to just spit in their face and be like, yo, like, you have this idea of who I am, but like, would you still ride with me? Would you still love me if I was that thing that you hate on, right? And so Young Strife was like this way of being like, River Strife is dead. We're not doing that anymore. And if you're gonna ride with this thing, you're gonna have to see me at my ugliest, you know. And so the idea was like, what is a name that will make music elitists roll their eyes, right? And so it was very much like just like, what would happen if this River Strife wrestler became a SoundCloud rapper? Like, what would the name be? And so it just kind of became that. And it's wild because like when I'm talking with Dev and Darby, I just go by Strife. But yeah, man. So that's kind of what it really just came from wrestling, bro.
Hell yeah. Well, it looks like no one else has any other questions, but thank you for hopping on, bro. Again, you're always welcome on here anytime. And just
Awesome,
keep
man. Like,
doing your thing, bro.
Real shit. In September, let's link up, and we'll drop that Young Strife single on this channel.
Hell yeah. And you got Don Chaos support, you got Carnival Spirit support, and yeah, if we can't get you at the gathering, we're definitely getting you at the gathering, and you can perform at a Carnival Spirits event if we can make that happen.
We'll make it happen, bro.
I'll even be your hype man if you want me to. I'll be the one telling the crowd, I want to see a mosh pit right fucking now.
I feel that, bro. I might need you to put on some scary looking shit and just be in the background. I'm like, woo!
I can do that.
Good.
Well, like I say, y'all, you never know. When Young Strife starts filming more music videos, you never know who might make a cameo in the video. Hint, hint.
What?
Oh, I said when you start filming videos, you never know. Y'all never know who might make a cameo in the video.
Never know.
Well, hell yeah. You definitely have a good night, bro.
Give me just 1 second. All right. We're back in business.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Is there any other questions do we have? Of course, do you have any shout outs, and can your boy and Carnival Spirits get a shout out?
Absolutely. Shouts out to the fucking Swamp Rats. All of you guys that like fucking showed out in the chat. Shouts out to Darby O'Trill, my fucking homie, my fucking brother in arms, my fucking comrade. No one else can call me a comrade. Don't call me your comrade on fucking Twitter. I'm not your fucking comrade unless your name is Darby O'Trill or Devereaux. Shouts out to Team MUJ. Those motherfuckers have been putting on for us like crazy. We see you guys. We fucking love you guys. Swamp Rats, Team MUJ, fucking cookout at the gathering. It's going down now. Shouts out. Oh wait. Let me do this. Let me do this right. Yo, it's Young motherfucking Strife. Shouts out to Don Chaos and the Hours of Chaos podcast. Shouts out to Carnival Spirits. If you fuck with that wicked shit, you need to be fucking with Carnival Spirits, boy.
And if people don't know about Don Chaos and Carnival Spirits, what do we tell them? If they don't know, then their mom's a what? A hoe.
Your mom's a hoe. Wait, let me say that again. Yo, and if you don't know about Don Chaos, your mom's a hoe.
And trust me, y'all, I'm going to get that sound clip of that video. And every time before I even say it, I'll just play the clip of that guy saying it. Your mom's a hoe.
You also got to get the ba, 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 ba.
Hell yeah. You have a good night, bro.
Good night, man.
Peace. Hell yeah, y'all. And that was our guest, Young Strife. Yeah. And yeah. I need to get that sound effect. Just saying. And now we are going to get into some mail time with Don Chaos. Of course, make sure you guys are sharing this everywhere. Let everyone know. Use those hashtags across the screen. Of course, links down to where you guys can follow Young Strife, links down in the description to his YouTube, to his Instagram, and to his Twitter. So yeah. So now we're going to get into some mail time. Shout outs and thank you to Young Strife for coming on the show. Again, he's always welcome on the show. You guys need to check out Young Strife. For 4 months, he's been making some noise. And yes, Young Strife for the Gathering this year, and then Young Strife for the Gathering next year when Carnival Spirits puts an event together at the Gathering next year. So yeah, what should we open? I have quite a few things that I want to open. Oh, let's definitely open that. Okay. So here's the first package. We're actually going to be opening 2 packages tonight. What can this be? Aw, shit, y'all. It's from the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's Insane Poetry presents Snuff Reels, the director's cut. But wait, there's more. This is also from Insane Poetry, and this is the remastered. My album, one of my soundtrack albums, and the remastered version of a horrorcore wicked shit classic. That is the remastered version of Insane Poetry, Faith in Chaos, Book of Revelations. A horrorcore wicked shit classic. The remastered version of Faith in Chaos by Insane Poetry. On my list of top wicked shit horrorcore albums. This album is like my soundtrack. Of course, because the title, says it all. Faith in Chaos. And that's something I have plans to do a video on or a live stream. So if anyone is down to join me on that, somewhere down the line, I'm going to do a live stream saying my top wicked shit horrorcore albums of all time. I'll probably do top 10, 20. So if anyone wants to be involved in that, just let me know. I don't know the exact date that I'm going to do, but I don't think anyone's ever done that. I have plans to do a live stream, and if anyone wants to collab with me on that about my top horrorcore wicked shit horror rap hip-hop albums of all time, I will kind of spoil it. I will tell you guys this. This album is definitely on that list. Faith in Chaos. So yeah, now we have... what else should we open? And I will get back in the habit of doing giveaways again soon, because I do have some giveaway stuff that I do want to give away. Let's see. There is the next one we should open. So yeah, there's the first package, Insane Poetry, the Snuff Reels Director's Cut. Shouts to Insane Poetry. Salute, brother. That's my dude. And then one of my top horrorcore wicked shit horror rap albums, Insane Poetry, Faith and Chaos. This is the remastered version. And all this stuff you can pick up at gorehopshop.com, as well as, I believe, Grim Reality Entertainment. So this is put out by LSP, Grim Reality Entertainment. Hell yeah. And hopefully this is a sign that Insane Poetry, Psycho, that you are going to start remastering a lot of your old stuff. If you guys want to see Insane Poetry remaster a lot of his old stuff, let me know in the chat. All right, y'all. Now we're going to open a second package. And then after that, we are going to announce the next guest for the Hours of Chaos podcast. So what is this? Oh shit. This is going to be another new thing to add to the backdrop and the background, y'all. What is this? What is this? Oh shit. Are you guys ready? Can't wait to hang this up on the wall. Oh shit. It is that LSP Jägermeister Deer established in 2000 flag. Aw shit, y'all. Look at that dopeness. Hell yeah. That's definitely going to be hanging in the background now as the backdrop for the Hours of Chaos podcast. I love that logo. I have that as a hoodie, and I like how it says established in 2000, because for those that don't know, LSP is 21 years old, y'all. We've been in the gang for 21 years. Oh yeah. So yeah, that was Mail Time with Don Chaos. Yeah. So yeah, and now immediately after this, we will be doing the Hours of Chaos after show, which is like the open panel hangout session. And yeah. So without further ado, we're going to announce the next guest on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Drum roll, please. Our next guest on the Hours of Chaos podcast is going to be the one and only. But before I announce it, gotcha. Ouija Mac is doing a little tour with Yaz, Death Plus, and DJ Chunk, all the way going to the gathering. So even if you guys aren't able to catch Ouija, but you are going to the gathering, this tour is going from all the way to the gathering. Chia. And now we are going to announce our guest for next week's Hours of Chaos podcast. Now, drum roll, please. Our next guest for the Hours of Chaos podcast is the one and only Six Side. That's right, y'all. Six Side will be joining us next week on the Hours of Chaos podcast. So I'm excited. And yeah, after this, I'm going to go eat dinner really quick. And then it will be time for the Hours of Chaos podcast after show. Of course, you guys already know who I am. I am Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S. Your friendly neighborhood JUGGALO, the Carmen Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, chat, let them hear it. Your mom's a hoe. And your sister might be a hoe. Your auntie might be a hoe. Your cousin might be a hoe. And yeah. See you guys in a little bit for the after show. Again, next week. Six Side joins us next week on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Be there next week. But I will see you guys for the after show after this, right after I get some food in my tummy. Big things coming, y'all. Dawn Chaos, Cult of Chaos, all those hashtags in the chat. This is Carnival Spirits. Recognize, know what I'm saying? And yeah, I will see you guys in the after show. Peace. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Peace.